What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over the new cards that are coming to college football 25 tomorrow in the Scheme Spotlight Volume 8. Now, this is a content drop that is following probably the best content drop or the best cards in a content drop, especially with the rewind cards in quite a long time. So it's got a lot to follow up on. We'll go over, talk about these cards, talk about whether they are worth you guys picking up or not. Remember, for scheme spotlights, if they do fit your scheme, it boosts it ×2. So big time news if you do run a scheme team for air raid option spread 3-3-5, 3-4, and 3-3-5 tight chemistries, or schemes I should say. Start off with Seth Henigan, 92 speed, good accuracy stats. It's what we see with the card. Again, we don't see a whole ton else. Kind of reminds me slightly of the Joe Burrow we saw today, where it's just like a really good passing quarterback that can move decently, right? 92 speed isn't necessarily the fastest quarterback in the game, but it's not slow. It is, a decent enough speed for you guys at that quarterback position. Does fit that air raid scheme. So if you are run that air raid scheme and are looking for a quarterback, Seth Henigan might be a really solid option for you guys. Yes, I wish the speed was maybe still slightly higher, although that's not, the main thing for the card. Still wish it was slightly higher, but Seth Henigan looks like a really solid card to pick up for your squad tomorrow at that quarterback position. Next up, Adrian Maddox at the free safety position. 98 overall, again with lower than 98 speed. Waiting on it, 97 speed, 96 acceleration. Good tackler, decent man. Another zone coverage mainly for the card. Now, I do want to see for this card what his height is, because obviously at that free safety position is super important. He's 6'3", so really good height at that safety position, being 6'3", gonna play great zone coverage. Guess we gotta wait and see that change of direction looks like. Remember, on these LTDs, you can change their scheme for 15,000 coins. Yes, it is expensive, but at least you can change it. Maddox looks like one of the best safeties in the game, especially if the change of direction stat looks really good. The problem is, with Caleb Downs in the game, you can't say he's the best free safety. You just can't. Caleb Downs is that best free safety in the game until further notice. So right now, Maddox obviously really good, but he is not nearly Caleb Downs type of level, who is your best free safety in the game. Maddox solid, especially for that 3-3-5 chemistry. Next up, defensive tackle, Junior Tafuna, 3-3-5 tight scheme. 89 speed, 97 acceleration for a defensive tackle. I mean, are you serious? The 95 acceleration is crazy. 96 block shed, 98 power move for Tafuna. 91 finesse move, again, not necessarily the ideal, but good strength, good block shed. Maybe wish the speed was a little bit higher, but the 97 acceleration is incredible for Tafuna. Does fit the 3-3-5 tight scheme, so if that's kind of what you are running defensively, this card is going to be a beast. All the LTDs to me look really solid. Tafuna probably at his position looks better than the other couple of LTDs that are coming tomorrow. Now to the non-LTDs, starting with Maurice Westmoreland. Okay, 3-3-5 tight scheme, right end, 92 speed, 94 acceleration, good block shed, good finesse move. One of your better defensive ends in the game. Not as good as the defensive end, I forget his name, that came out today, but he is one of the best ends in the game, especially if you do run that 3-3-5 tight scheme. And again, I do guess this scheme's quite a bit because, look, they matter, right? If you do run a scheme team, you get some big time boosts for these cards. So it is something to definitely pay attention to if you are running schemes, especially for these scheme spotlight players that do boost it ×2. I'm one. I used to never really recommend running schemes just because it takes a ton of coins to do, and I'm kind of on that still same train of thought. However, it does make your teams quite a bit better. We also see Carter Smith, left tackle here from Indiana, 97 strength, good pass blocking, good run blocking. There really is no flaws whatsoever with Carter Smith. Really good left tackle, good strength, good pass blocking, and again, good run blocking. He is what I want out of a tackle, right? I want a tackle that's going to be complete. I want a guy that's going to be able to run block. I want a guy that's going to be able to pass protect. Carter Smith can absolutely do it all. Now, scheme-wise, does fit that option scheme. That's not what I run. That's not really what anybody runs. So you're going to get this card, you're really getting an option scheme. And again, for the price, like, it's just tough because I think all to left tackle, who is super cheap and inexpensive right now in the game, it's tough for me to get to Carter Smith at that left tackle position. Do see Andre Campbell up next, right outside linebacker, 93 speed, acceleration, 94 block shed. Look at him getting after the quarterback though, 97 97 power moves, 94 finesse moves. Absolutely really solid from him there. Gonna get after the quarterback really well. Maybe, just maybe, wish that the acceleration was a little bit higher. Maybe the speed was a little bit higher. Other than that, the card is nearly perfect. And again, I'm kind of being pretty critical of Campbell, you know, with the 93 speed acceleration. Not bad, but you could wish that was a little bit higher. Doesn't fit my personal scheme. However, if you do run the 3-3-5 scheme, Campbell is a really, really solid option. I'm eager to see, what does the zone coverage look like? What does that change of direction look like? Because at the outside linebacker, that is something that is super important to me. I need a guy who can get after the quarterback, but also drop into coverage. Desmond Watson up next, 87 speed, 94 acceleration, 97 block shed, great power moves at a 97 as well. I mean, hey, look, for a 3-4, if you run 3-4, Desmond Watson may be your guy. Again, really good block shed, going to be that run stopper primarily. Can get after the quarterback a little bit with really solid power moves, but again, his main job on the field is going to be stopping the run, and he is going to do that as well as about any other defensive tackle in the game. So Des Watson looks pretty solid to me. Does not look like a card that is going to be, you know, a bad defensive tackle. I just wish maybe the finesse moves were a little bit higher, but hey, still a really solid card. Left guard, Matt Golbin up next, 98 strength, really solid run blocker, solid pass blocker, but he is definitely a better run blocker. But where it starts for me is that 98 strength rating for Golbin. I mean, that is absolutely elite for the card. Does fit that option scheme. I don't run it. I don't know of anybody right now that is running that option scheme. And I mean, if that's you, then here you guys go. You guys do have a left guard for yourselves. But for me, just another left guard, another offensive lineman. That is fine. Rhett Gittery up next. Spread tight end, 97 speed. Decent catching, but the main thing is he's a good run blocker. Like, he's a blocking tight end, can make the occasional catch. That's obviously not his forte, though. Like, if you are looking for a guy to be a pass catching tight end, there are better options in the game than Rhett. Not horrible, not great. Spread scheme, like, he's fine. Not one of my favorite tight ends in the game, anything like that, though, is Mr. Rhett. So overall, I mean, I don't necessarily think this content drop is bad. I don't think it's like next level good though either. I just think it's a decent drop. There are a lot of different solid options for you. And again, this drop is the best drop in the game for people who care about schemes. If you don't care about schemes, who really cares what this drop looks like? Honestly, if you do care about schemes, it is important. Also important to note, none of these cards like come with stamped on abilities tomorrow. They could, you know, you never know what they'll necessarily get, but none of them are stamped with specific abilities heading into this drop tomorrow. But for me, again, if I was still running my scheme, I used to run the spread scheme offensively with the 3-3-5 type defensive scheme. And if I was still doing that, obviously, this would be a solid drop because guess what? For the LTDs, you can change them. All right, and so Seth Henigan might be worth the pickup. It's free safety. Again, you can change that scheme to fit yours. Could be worth the pickup. Same thing for Junior, right? I would 100% pick this card up because guess what? He does fit that 3-3-5 type scheme, and he's one of the best defensive tackles in the game. Would pick up Maurice Westmoreland if I was running that 3-3-5 type scheme still to this day. So it's just one of those things, if you do run schemes, could be an important day for you guys tomorrow, although none of these cards really blow me away. That's going to wrap it up for our video today. Let me know your thoughts on this drop. Scheme Spotlight Volume 8 dropping tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be as good as the Rewind cards that are dropped today, but that's just my personal opinion. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.